everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps Legacy Part 2. Today is July 13th, 2020, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these sessions, which, if this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures and catch up on all of the VODs that we have listed there. Or you can, if you are more of an audio cast inclined individual, you can go towards wherever audio casts are being made available for free, and you can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to indooradventure.patreon.com, you can find yourself listening to our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. And currently pinned on that Patreon, we are having a contesty/giveaway of sorts where you can actually find a character of yours becoming an NPC in our Thursday night game, which is being run by the wonderful Cyberwolf 1201. If you have any questions for us, or you would like to possibly communicate with the cast at all, consider joining us on Discord, either in the Twitch chat to the side or found in the links down below if you are watching this as a VOD. And if you already support us on Twitch, you already support us on YouTube and audiocasts and Patreon, and you're thinking to yourself, if only there was another way that I could help make this stream self-sufficient. Guess what, buddy? There is. You can go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. We have t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, we got tank tops, we even got face masks that have the blessing of Tiamat upon them. So, hey, you could possibly give yourself an additional 30% resistance to airborne toxins. Who knew? Hey, it's super simple. Just go to our redbubble.com. It's a pretty sweet merch store, and all of the proceeds from our masks are going towards COVID research. So if you want to help support a good cause, there's always that possibility. But that is it for my spiel. Normally, I would pass the torch off to RJ to ask who he's playing today, but he is currently away from his desk. So, oh shit, he's back! Wow, what great timing!
Speak of him, and he shall return.
RJ, who are you playing today?
I'm muted. Hi everybody, I'm RJ, and I'm playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard Cleric.
Hi everyone, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter.
Hi. God, I had a joke for this. I forgot it. I'm Arjhan. I'm the Draconian fighter. That's what I'm playing now. And I'm being played by Connor, who is me. We both use he, him.
I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener, and playing as Coriander, the Eldritch Paladin.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, our intrepid group of heroes began leaving Galay, making their way to the Draconian Tower that Kendek had been asking your group to accompany him with, or accompany him to over the last several months. In his time, for you guys, it was like a week that he's been asking about this, but Kendek was on the material plane when you guys were on the astral plane. There was a whole time differential. Who's time zones, am I right? But you guys ended up meeting back up with him and making your way. You spent about 2 days on the road before you were accosted by individuals from Arjhan's past, who did not play by the same one-on-one blood hunter bout rules as previous blood hunters had, and your group quickly dispatched them. After this dispatch, you let one live and get away and gave him a warning, which was very well received, it would appear, after you murdered or dealt with his party members. But you managed to do all of that. You also went to Farron's gravesite, where you paid your respects there. But where we are picking up today is that you guys have just finished combat. I believe a long rest was had, and so we are going to be going into the early morning of setting out towards the Draconian Tower. You are still about 5 days away, but you have a cart, you have an auroch, and you also have several horses. So travel is actually easily enough made. It really just depends on the roads ahead of you, which as you continue leaving Galay, the roads become less and less traveled. There's no real cities or outposts or villages or really much of anything in this small corner of the country. And so any roads that are there are really just footpaths from fishermen and other travelers that have kind of just made their way down trying to find a good fishing spot or animal trails. But is there anything that you all would like to do or conversations that need to be had as you are making your way on day 3 of the 7-day journey?
It would have happened earlier in the morning before we had packed up, but Caelum is going to try and pray to Mistra.
Okay. Make a religion check.
This button. 24.
Okay. And what is the prayer?
I know it might be a little strange hearing from someone else's cleric, but I think my goddess is in a bad way and I don't know how to help her. She hasn't responded to any of my prayers, and I was hoping that you might have an idea.
Okay. And as you send off this prayer, you feel like it wasn't for nothing. Like you aren't just talking into the night sky or the early morning. It feels like you have initiated a conversation. And that's it. There's no immediate response, but it does feel like a connection has been established.
Okay.
How long has it been since the Blood Hunter attack?
It's the next day.
Okay, so we've had a long rest since then?
Okay. Let's just hit that button then.
Okay. So the 3rd day goes by uneventfully outside of the prayer to Mistra. Caelum, you are still working on your magical spear, so make a D100 check.
3.
Excellent! That means that there's a failure with a complication. So mark down that a complication has occurred, and we can discuss
Cool.
that when the magic item's complete.
Gotcha.
Oh, we're back on this bullshit again.
Oh, yes. It's a different kind of bullshit, to be fair.
Don't call it a callback.
But Kendek, it seems that he is, as he's helping you with the creation of this magical spear, it's almost like he doesn't understand why you need such help making a spear. It's like, you just take the pointy end and then attach it to a long pole. And that's a spear.
Camel scratched the back of his neck. Oh, well, it's not so much the process of making the spear. Yes, you're correct. It's the spear going on, well, the blade going on top of a long pole, thus creating a pointy, stabby device. It's more of understanding the concept. It's hard to explain. In spellcasting, you have to kind of visualize the root of everything.
And as you begin talking, there is just a glazing over of Kendek's eyes as he didn't sign up for this class. He's just like,
Just notices he's not gonna
no, he's not
beat a
retaining
dead
any
horse.
of this. No.
someone once told me that if you hit a wall in your project, you should go and work on something else. And eventually you can return to it with a fresh start. So I don't want to be asking you to do me any favors without me reciprocating. So, is there anything you'd like to learn?
He looks at you and then just shakes his head no.
No. All right. Well, I'll be here.
Kedek nods and will hop out of the cart and just kind of walk alongside it for a while. He's a big draconian figure, so he's able to keep stride with the cart for a while. It seems like stretching his legs is more than enough to do him well. And that will happen throughout the most of the day. How is Arjhan doing after the events of last night?
Ichi.
Gwen's gonna want to talk to him at a slow part of the day, or maybe like while we're making camp at night.
Okay. Yeah, we can move into nightfall. And as you guys are going down this road, you pass by some fishers who just kind of like wave you on. Like they're at a distance but see your group traveling, and they kind of think to themselves like, oh fuck, my secret fishing spot has been found. But they don't really say much. So your day goes by relatively uneventfully, and as you are making camp, Gwen, you approach Arjhan.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
Nothing. What's up with you?
I
Seem
was
like
just
you have something you want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. No, I'm not very good at this whole subtlety thing. Hey. Yesterday was kind of a lot.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
I figured it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it easy.
Yeah. No, I guess not. I mean, there's clearly no love lost between the Witch Knights or I.
Yeah. But I mean, we kind of like grew up with them.
I'm doing fine, thanks.
All right. Well, if you want to talk about it or something, I'm here.
Hey, Gwen.
Yeah.
That other spirit you've been calling to your side.
Yeah.
How long has that been going on?
Since we left the Underdark? No.
It was during the fight on Arathsk,
She
where Caelum
kind
and Cori died.
when we started that fight on Arask. She's another Goliath spirit that kind of got called to me.
Got called to you.
Well, in Goliath society, when you're a warrior, warriors from the past attach themselves to you, and that's kind of like a rite of passage. They're like an elder or like a guiding force in your life. Normally, there's just one. You have one that guides you and draws you along, but this other one, Salamarn, is she wanted to join me too.
She wanted to.
to help guide me and to fight with me.
Okay.
You don't think I'm a necromancer, do you?
I do think you're using necromancy on. I mean,
Am
Yeah.
I?
you're calling the spirits of the dead to do your bidding. Yes.
Well, I mean, they kind of do what they want. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of tell them what to do, but it's more like a we're working together than like, rise, my beauties, and kill for me.
There are worse ways to use necromancy, I'm sure. It's just really hard because I've seen it go really bad.
I don't think that they're like, they're not like gonna tell me to do something bad.
I believe you. And I trust you. I'd be lying if I said I was comfortable with it. But
I guess I never saw it like that. Oh,
I mean, I guess I like it better than the rest of the things that are happening with this party.
what do you mean? Like with Caelum?
Well, you're not undead
No,
yourself,
I'm no.
so that's good.
Well, yeah, I'm the only one who hasn't died. You're all undead. Well, you're all post-death.
I guess that's true.
But yeah, I can't lie and say that I'm not concerned about Caelum. Like, he doesn't have a soul. Like, you guys have souls, right? You guys have souls. Cori got hers back, right? She's not like,
I don't know. I don't think she's whole. I would very much like to fix that.
yeah, me too. Yeah.
I honestly don't know if I had one to begin with.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we all don't know unless, I mean, I think if I can be like, shamany here for a second, I think that everyone has a soul. Every living thing has a soul. I don't know what it does, but
Right.
I know
no,
that.
I'm sort of thinking about like the metaphysical, like,
Yeah.
Does a clone created from an ancient dragon who is currently residing in hell have a soul of their own, or is it a shared soul between them, or am I just an empty vessel for somebody to eventually take over?
That is a big question that I'm not quite sure of the. I mean, I can ask if maybe like, hey, Grayskull.
I think we're on the route to find that answer. I think the tower has more than just the answers to Kindak's past.
I think you have a soul. I guess in my beliefs, you can't share a soul. Like, you can't give part of your soul to something like
And how do you explain soulmates?
what is that?
You've never heard of soulmates?
No?
Okay.
Is it important? Should I not should I know? Like, you're making it seem like I should know.
No, I'm just... You You surprise and impress me, Gwen.
You're welcome.
Is there... And I don't want to presume that I know the answer to this, but have you ever known somebody better than you know yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like I know all you guys better than I know myself, or at least you know yourselves.
And want to spend the rest of your life with them?
This isn't like a party thing, is it?
No.
Oh. This is like a romance thing. Okay, I get it. All right. I don't know. That's a big question.
Okay.
How did we get to talking about this? I just wanted to make sure that you're okay with the things that I'm doing, and you're okay with going to do the thing that I asked us to do. I know that you were not thrilled about going to face this hag, but I appreciate that you're gonna.
Yes, Gwen. I know that Philip is important to you, and I don't want you going after him alone.
Cool, I appreciate that. Boy, I could use a drink. It just turns.
You seem like you're having a really important moment there. But I think, what if he was more meaning like mates as friends? In which case, that's us, short stuff. That's
I
you
know
and me.
that.
We're soulmates.
I know. No, but he means like in a romantic way,
Oh,
like a marriage thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
disappointing to say the least.
Yeah. I think we are the literal soulmates.
And you just hear like an affirmative nod also in your head. Not from Grayskull, but from Salamarn.
Hey, when I die, do I have to go hang out with you?
I mean, you don't have to, but like, it'd be cool if you like stuck around. Maybe we could play cards or dice or fight stuff or like throw the runtax out and see who gets it next. See who the next person who would take the runtax.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
It would
Hey,
be
can
really
you
fun.
see souls?
I mean,
other
if they
people's souls?
died, no. Well,
Oh,
if they've died and they're of Goliath heritage, yes, I think.
right. But you can't like see if Arjhan had the soul.
No, that is not how that works. Salamarn, just again, you hear her just like, no. No.
I'm sorry, Salamarn, that I don't like. I'm not used to I mean, I am used to having both of you guys in there, but I feel like maybe you and I should talk and like get to know each other more.
Well, maybe
hang out.
if you called on me every once in a while instead of Grayskull.
You know,
Hey, come on, we go way back. There's no reason to play favorites. I know. All I'm saying is that it gets awfully quiet here sometimes.
Yep. Guys, just see Gwen having an existential crisis over in the corner, like talking to herself as she does. I think she's going to trance tonight. Well, she's not gonna trance. She's gonna play her flute and go into the spirit world and have some fun with her.
Okay.
Too much time around elves.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, Salamarn, like, as you are getting ready to trance, you feel like it would be better suited to go near the waterfront to be and communicate with her. And when you do, and you enter into this trance-like state, she honestly just wants to go fishing. Like, that's her whole thing. But when she says we should go fishing, She hands you a spear and a net.
Ah, fucking cool.
And in this dream space, there is a nice roaring river. And she wades out to about shin high on her, so it's like chest deep on you. And as the two of you get to know each other, you are just spearfishing in this river. Is there anything that you would like to learn more about Salamarn during this time?
Yeah, when was she alive?
She says that she was alive during the time of dragons, is how she describes it. She was a coastal Goliath, and was actually also chieftain of her tribe, even though she too was a runt.
Awesome. And did she have a strong reason for picking Gwen, besides that they're both runts and that she's a chieftain?
Her tenacity. It seems like Salamarn is a very sure-footed and strong-willed individual. So with Gwen being a individual who doesn't really flip-flop or make concessions as to what she wants, Salamarn respects that. But she also takes note that in times where you need to reel back and be at a calm state, you are able to do so. It seems like the fact that you aren't like 0 to 60 100% of the time is actually one of the things that Salamarn respects.
And she might ask, like, are there going to be others? Because she wasn't aware that more than one could join a warrior. More than one spirit.
She nods.
Oh shit.
And she says, "But first you must prove yourself, as you did to me."
For sure. Thanks.
She nods.
Hucks a spear.
Yep. And the two of you share some dream salmon that you catch in this nice river.
Gwen wakes up and she's hungry.
Oh, yeah. All right.
One night, Caelum's gonna flag down Cori.
Cori is flagged down.
Hey, Cori, I was wondering if you could ask your dad something for me?
Certainly, of course.
Well, I was wondering if he had any books about smithing or jewelry craft.
Oh, almost certainly.
Could I get those on loan?
I think we can swing something like that. I was just trying to remember whether or not Ampleforth could carry things like that back and forth between the Feywild, but he did bring me my music book, so yes, I think that's entirely possible.
Cool. Thanks. If there's payment required, I'm more than capable of doing so, so just mention that in the letter, I guess.
Oh, pish posh. You're a friend. We don't make friends pay money to borrow books.
All right. Well, thanks again.
Of course. Caelum. Are you all right? Just in general.
A very long pause.
Silly question.
A lot's going on, and I don't think I've had time to process everything. When all this is over, I'll figure it out.
We don't get a lot of time to just sit and think about things.
Well, hopefully I can compartmentalize everything down. Keep that locked away. It'll be fine.
You can't just lock that away. It's winter season all over again.
I was gonna say I can try.
Didn't work out so well for me.
Nope.
Speaking of my father, I feel like the two of you would get along really well. He might be willing to let you stay with him for a while. If after we've rescued Philip, you decide that you want to settle down for a bit. Process.
Caelum will nod his head.
Something to think about. I mean, of course, we'd have to figure out how to get you to the Feywild, and who knows what state it's going to be in by then.
Oh, and knowing Gwen, she would not want me out of her sight.
But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So before I go jaunting off to the Feywild, you're gonna have to see how you're gonna swing this towards Gwen.
You know what? You put off dealing with your emotions for a while, and I'll put off talking to Gwen.
Thumbs up. It's been 7 days.
7 days.
Don't worry, I'm sure there are no repercussions at all.
Oh, have you made contact with Amaris?
I've tried. I don't think she'll be able to come out until the full moon.
That makes sense. Do you mind if I look at her shield real quick?
Yeah, Caelum will lift it up. I'm really concerned about the emblem.
As you are lifting it up, Caelum, you notice that the pure darkness ringed by purple is beginning to fade more and more. Like, as time has gone on, it seems like that has been just seeping away, and in its place is just returning. At this point, it is just the face of the barn owl that was there before.
Is it matte or reflective, the surface?
It is tarnished, but still mildly reflective.
All right. Imagine there is a brief moment where Cori's reflection is visible in the shield, and the face is just flat and featureless. She'll take the shield and reach out to Amaris.
Make a religion check.
21.
How would you like to reach out to Amaris? What do you say?
Amaris, are you there? It's me, Cori.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean... oh, God, I did that thing. That's a reference. I didn't even realize. Oh, I'm a dumb motherfucker. Okay.
And you call out, and you ask. And the shield feels cold in your hands. Or hand. Does not seem like there is any response.
Must need the full moon.
Might. I have an idea. I need to get some things together.
Do you need any help?
Maybe everybody stand back about 60 feet. But that's probably tomorrow.
What?
Gwen can hear bullshit from 50 feet away.
He said, everyone stand back 60 feet. That is a trigger word, trigger sentence for everyone in this party. What?
I need to make sure, well, what I'm thinking about is theoretically sound. Essentially, he has the idea of sending a thread of the weave into the shield like a fishing line to see if anything bites, just to see if there is something in the shield.
What's the worst that could happen?
That's why.
Oh, sorry. I'm just actually surprised that we're thinking through our crazy plans now.
Are we doing something crazy? Caelum, are you doing something crazy?
Kendeck
No.
like motions for Cybra to like move off to the side.
Gwen shuffles over, like hands on hips, looking up at him.
Well, I'm worried, okay?
About?
About Amaris.
Okay.
And I was thinking about trying to see if I couldn't sense her in the shield. Theoretically, I could send a strand of the weave into the shield, though the implications might be it might overload the shield and then break it, and then she's lost in the astral sea forever, and then that would make me really panic.
Have you considered the fact that maybe she's not in the shield anymore?
That's worrisome because I promised to protect her.
She was protecting you.
I know. She's always protected me, and I feel like I've never once fulfilled that promise.
Yeah, I'm gonna veto. Anyone else veto
Veto what?
this plan of
Injecting raw magic into a very powerful artifact that houses a god. Yeah, I think we need to think about that a little bit more.
you come up with a battle strategy that is, I would say 86% foolproof, and then we'll discuss it. Okay?
Well, at least the least I could do is make sure it's a proper vessel for her to come back to if she's still in there.
I think
Want me to help
that's a
you
good
shine it?
idea. Caelum, last we saw Amaris, she was very capable. I think that she's able to protect herself. And at the very least, just wait until the next full moon.
Or
We're not giving up on her.
or
Or
Caelum, do you have a way to get us to Vasco?
No.
No.
And that was Clone Caelum, and he never got the sigil
Never
to
got
go to Vascor.
Yeah, that Warforged was never gonna give you guys his personal summoning circle.
And even if I did, we're too far on the road already to attempt that. I wouldn't want to go back and then teleport here again.
I was thinking we may need more than one genius with access to the weave in order to solve this problem, or at least to make sure that we're doing it safely.
I've been bumbling through, and it's turned out fine. Joking. We'll wait till the full moon.
Okay.
it's gonna be fine.
It's going to be fine.
I'm not repeating that.
Everyone else repeated bitch, and you sit down and start casting mending on the shield.
He's cursing again, guys. He's going back to normal.
Amazing. Every night that Caelum has spare spell slots, Cori will ask to talk to Oliviette, and basically just send her cutesy messages about like pretty flowers or interesting birds that they saw on the road.
After the second night, on the third night of this travel, which would put you at about 2 days away from the tower, Oliviette says to check Arjhan's bag.
Cori checks she asks Arjhan if she can check the bag. Oliviette
For
told
what?
me to. I don't
What?
know. I don't know.
I sent you a present. Is the
Oliviette
follow-up.
Oliviette sent me a present.
In your business
Arjhan's
account, Horde's
Yeah,
person
Arjhan's
bag,
going to reach into his bag and think about present from Olivia.
a small white box with a very nice light blue ribbon, like ribboning around it to kind of keep it contained, is found within the bag.
God. Okay. I didn't think that that would actually work.
Cori takes it.
Cori, you find a sending stone.
That's so good.
Caelum will sending
I spell
Olivia
slots.
for the night and go, thank you.
Oh my god. Bless you, Endor. You have saved the boy.
Yeah. Just, you have a one-way sending stone now. It just casts sending once per day, but you have this now.
So DM,
Yes.
I rolled a 100 for working on the spear.
Okay. And that gives you, in the notes, I believe, a total of 2 successes.
Dope.
How many days does it take to get to the tower?
It was going to be a total of 5 from when we started today.
Total of 5 from the point that we started today.
From the point that we started today.
Okay. All right.
On the night of the second day of travel from when we started today, so it would be the 4th day of travel, roughly around halfway through the week, Arjhan, while you are sleeping, you end up finding yourself once more in a very well-lit room. There are 2 large reclining chairs that are set. There is a nice table that seems to have a freshly baked loaf of pumpkin bread sitting on it. And you see a tiefling wearing wrappings over her eyes, just sitting. And she looks towards you in your direction and says, It's been a while.
That was supposed to be my line. Hi.
If you could take a seat, there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
He does so.
And make an insight check.
13.
Okay. She does not seem like, she seems happy to see you, but there is a underlying bit of anxiety that she seems to have. And she asks, when did you know that I was safe?
It's hard to say. It's been a lot longer for you than it's been for me.
Arjhan, I have, throughout my years, consistently found myself in situations where I have been in danger for caring about people. And each time I have come out stronger, and it hasn't been because there are those who seek to protect me. It is because I do this on my own. In this situation, I have felt like less of a friend and more like a tool for you. And I am tired of being used. I took something from you. And for that I apologize. Because I thought that I was helping. But as is always the case, whenever I try and help, things turn out poorly. And she will reach into the side of the chair that she is sitting on, and you see her pull out a almost yellowed looking crystal orb. And she sets it on the table in between the two of you. There was a moment when I found myself inside of your heart with your companions. And I was wrong. I was wrong with Hadorai, I was wrong about you, and I only have myself to blame. So this is where I must say goodbye. Because I'm not letting myself go through this again.
Arjhan looks like confused, like visibly. Where is this coming from?
This is coming from a place where you told me that you would get into contact with me as soon as it was safe. I saw the woman the once, and then I hear nothing from you for months.
Yeah, because my way to contact you was missing for months.
And she just shakes her head. I'm sorry.
I mean, you've clearly made up your mind, but I never intended you to feel that way. I never meant to put you in danger, and I certainly didn't mean to ghost you.
It's not the matter of being put into danger that hurts. It's thinking that I'm not strong enough to defend myself. And she will stand up and gives you a slight nod. Says, if you ever find yourself in the gated glen, you are more than welcome within my shop. But this is goodbye. And she begins to fade.
Now I feel like an asshole.
And she's gone. And as you look at the crystalline orb that she left, you see a very young, very, very small, less than a year old black dragonborn with their tail lying, looking up towards where this image is taken.
You mean very similar to art done
Yes.
by Denacator of Denacator.com?
The very same! as that was what was originally inside of that yellow-ed orb. And
I don't know how to get out of here.
as you're looking at this and taking in what Makath had tried to sequester away from you, the room around you fades as well. And you are continuing to sleep until the following morning. And when you awake, Kendek has been awake for a while. He caught some fish. He's grilling them for everybody in the morning, which is very easy for him because a lot of the time you will just see him actually like hold on to this raw fish in his hand, and you see the draconic energy sort of course up his arm, and then the smell of cooked fish comes before he sets it down onto some coals, and it seems like he's able to actually cook these fish for you with ease. Is everything okay? He hands you a skewer that has like 3 fish on it.
Yeah, I think I just got dumped.
Kendek just like points towards Gwen.
You don't know her. She goes to a different school.
Yeah, Kendek will just like solemnly nod. And then the rest of you are able to awaken as well. And that happened again on the 4th day of a 7-day travel period. On day 5 was when Cori received her one-way sending stone. And Cori, is there anything in particular that you say to... I actually don't think that you say anything to Olivia at first with the sending stone, but the message that you get is, now that we don't have to worry about a third party, what happened to you?
We were in the astral sea for a while. Time works differently there.
Okay. These sending stones aren't like a quick succession back and forth cell phone. Like, she has until tomorrow.
Yep. Do I need to make some sort of check for that?
Yeah, make a deception check.
Okay.
Don't forget to add a little bit of goodness.
Yeah, no, I've got a special note here for that. Regardless, I rolled really poorly. It's an 11.
Okay. Oh boy. Someone got caught. That's a natural 20, folks.
This is fine. I don't have to worry about it until tomorrow. I have to tell tomorrow to die.
That sounds like a future Cori problem.
That's the worst, though. That's the worst.
She doesn't know, though.
Just thematically on the sending stone, it just reads "scene." ...
She left
Red
me at
at.
scene. Oh my god. This is
Like
fine.
he got left on We Need to Talk.
Oh no. I can't trifle with Indoor. He's already dumped one player tonight.
He's got the taste of blood.
He's got the taste of blood.
On your tweet, it said the dragon flies. Don't you mean severing ties? Because youch.
Oh boy.
This is fun. This is fine. Cori finishes up that sending. I think she senses the fact that she did not tell a very good lie, because God, that was a 3 on the die. And she's just gonna sit there for a second, just kind of She puts that sending stone away and she's gonna walk over to Arjhan and say, What all do you know about this tower?
He just like looks over at Kendek.
Should we strategize? Should I be spring or summer for this?
And Kendek, like, looks at you and tilts his head. He has no idea what that means.
Summer if things go badly. Spring if you think maybe getting out quickly would be a better option. Honestly, I don't know.
So we don't know what we're going to get going into this.
I don't know what sort of welcome we'll get.
Oh, I was gonna say shenanery.
What season are you taking? She says, pointing to Arjhan.
Acid.
Fire. Kendek, like, makes a
Caelum.
clenched fist.
Blood! Blood for the blood gods!
Oh, we already have too many gods, Gwen.
Hey. My god's the best, and y'all can't say shit.
Who is
Tempest!
right?
Come on, man.
I think I'm going to take on summer then.
I'm sorry, are we still talking metaphorical? What are we doing?
Gwen, Cori's trying to plan. We're actually trying to plan.
Whoa.
Well, all right, Kendek, how big is the tower?
And he kind of like puts his hand up and then shakes his head. Really tall.
If
Almost
things
to the
go...
clouds.
Oh, well.
Damn.
Oh,
Is this a wizard tower? Are we going into a wizard tower?
He shrugs.
Hell yeah.
Haven't been in a while. I left and never came back.
Oh, sorry. What is the background of this tower? I have forgotten, and I know I didn't write it down, so...
It's where I was from. I woke up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a baby, or like...
As myself.
Oh, sweetie. Do you have a birthday?
What is birthday?
Oh, my... Guys! We have to plan this out. All right. Soon as we get back in town, we're going to throw you a birthday party. It's going to be great. What?
Gwen.
I like parties.
Hands to face. And looks to the rest of the party. If things go sideways, Gwen breaks a wall, I cast fly on everyone, and we get out.
What does that have to do with the birthday party?
Focus.
Parties can get rowdy.
Kendek, I like you. I'm glad you're with us now.
Definitely summer.
if you're
Oh.
concerned about it, maybe we can. Maybe she kept good notes. Maybe there's actual documentation about when his birthday is.
Right.
Hell yeah.
We're a day off from the tower.
You're 2 days off from the tower at this point.
Caelum will look over to Kendek. Now's a good time to stretch your wings, I guess.
Tilts his head and then shakes them. I don't have wings.
He'll
He points towards Arjhan. He has wings.
Do it.
Okay, he'll put a hand on Kendek's shoulder and cast fly, targeting him. And Caelum.
Glorious red dragon wings shoot from Kendek's back. And he looks and then looks towards you, Arjhan. Now I have wings too.
For a
Temporarily.
I have wings.
Uh-oh.
For a little bit.
He,
Let the
like,
boy dream.
he like gets into a power squat and then just shoots up into the sky. And you
Oh, there he
hear
goes.
a raspy laughter as he just figures out how to momentum himself.
How long does the spell last for?
10 minutes.
All right, somebody should probably tell him that.
Kendek!
Just let him live his dream for a little bit. Tell him at 9.
It's okay. I had Featherfall prepped.
Yeah, and
Arjhan, go teach him how to fly.
Yeah, but he's clearly got it covered.
there's
Hey.
a burst of fire in the air as he uses his breath weapon to look formidable.
You know, yeah, he does. Looks pretty good.
Ooh, and it is the middle of summer. When's the last time we've had rain?
Hey, as long as he's up above the trees, it's fine. Cori, you're gonna be Fire Cori. Is that what we've decided?
That's the plan for now. Yes.
Well, we've got fire covered. I mean, I don't want you to go winter because that sucks. But like, with
I
that,
don't have winter.
oh,
I have.
what ones do
winter.
you have?
Hmm?
What ones do you have?
I've got summer and spring, raven, and moon.
Oh, yeah, summer's fine.
I thought so too. And it occurs to me, I don't have any ranged options.
You want me to teach you how to throw an axe?
Caelum will hand Cori the harpoon of returning.
What? You have one of those?
Yeah!
Yeah!
You guys, you took it off the fucking marrow that you fought going into a Rask.
Years ago.
That was like a couple months ago, maybe.
To be fair, you did die.
The last time I had a ranged weapon was literal in real life years ago. I
I've
threw
had-
my last javelin like several
Against a
levels
cave
ago,
fisher.
baby. Yeah. Oh my god.
Remember
Yeah, that was
those?
That was the first time I was a summer Cori.
I don't know where this came from, so maybe you could use it.
She like holds it, kind of hefts it, tosses it.
You have to be attuned to it.
It just sails.
It doesn't work.
You have to be attuned to it, Coriander. It's one of those things where you have to spend some time to get to know the magic object.
We're all gonna die. We're not even gonna get.
Don't
to the
you full
fucking
name her.
hags.
You hear the sound of laughter stop, followed by an oh no.
Oh,
And near where the spear fell, Red Dragon just falls out of the sky.
Oh my
and
god.
a snap and a feather fall.
Like, kind of like rights himself. It's the thing that cats do where they like maneuver the tail so that way they can land on their feet, but it's Kendek like trying to right himself as he falls.
It's a big boy.
Good boy.
And then just boom. He's
boy
like
man.
on all fours and then stands up again.
That was so
So-
cool, dude.
So whenever you have that on you, make sure he doesn't get hit, because he has to concentrate on that.
Magic.
I don't understand, but
I'll refrain from going into lecture mode.
Can you make Cybra fly? Can
Yes.
she be a flying mount? I could be like a fucking Valkyrie coming in.
Well, it depends on what you want me to do. If you want me to speed her up or make her fly, I could do either or.
Oh my god. She looks to Cybra like, Cybra, you want to go flying? Do you want to go flying? Oh my god. You wanna
Cyber's
go
like
flying?
doing jumpies at you.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand the question fully.
No.
She's very excited
Well-
about what this means, though. You seem
As
excited.
an aside, to Arjhan, is this what feeling used feels like? And he'll cast Fly on Cybra and Kendek again.
Kendek starts cackling in his dry, raspy laughter. Come!
You're not sure why, but Arjhan looks deadpan for a little bit. You get the sense that you punched him in the chest.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm
Gwen
sorry.
mounts up on Cybra, takes out her axe.
Steven.
Fly, mount, fly!
Her wings are the little Koromaru wings from P3.
I haven't played Persona 3 yet.
I'll put it in chat.
Say that again.
I haven't played Persona
the-
3 yet.
They're the little
Okay.
Koromaru wings that he has when he's a puppy.
Like that nasty dog that was in Coco.
No,
Oh yeah.
that's it's a guardian spirit, not a.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
So that's what you do on your second to last day before reaching the tower?
Oh, I got an 80 and a 95.
Okay. So mark 2 more points of success. All right. So
Halfway there.
What are the stats on the Harpoon of Returning? I'm not seeing one in the D&D Beyond.
it is I can just add it to your sheet. It is a javelin that you can then have returned to your hand as a bonus action.
I love it.
Yep. But it's just, it's a harpoon, so it has like the little spikies on the end of the point
Yeah.
rather than just being a standard javelin.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll find a way to stab Caelum with this somehow.
Here, let me help.
Just walks into it.
Walks into it 10 times.
He
So
had it coming.
one day before the tower, Cori, the follow-up message that you get from the Sending Stone is, okay, I am glad you are back. I hope all is well. Safe travels.
It's not a 9th level spell that kills Cori. It's okay.
Can I inset check that?
Sure you can.
You got K period.
I got a 3.
Yeah, everything seems fine, Cori. Your lie totally went off without a hitch.
Awesome. I'm never gonna get caught.
Never.
Phew. Great. We're going into a tower today. If you don't hear from me for a few days, everything's probably fine. Love you.
Cori, make another insight check.
Oh, fuck. Oh, this one's an 18.
So you realize when you say love you to her, she didn't say it to you.
Oh, no. This is fine. It's probably fine.
I'm sure it's fine. So,
This is
What happened to escapism?
that's what's happening now. So, you guys are making your way towards where Kendek knows the tower to be, and at a certain point, Kendek will actually point in the direction of where the tower is. Caelum, you, Cori, and Gwen all look where Kendek is pointing as he says, there. And it just looks like a empty field that leads up to the side of a mountain. There doesn't actually seem to be anything there. Arjhan, you see a tower.
Gwen totally pretends like she can see it. Yes.
Kendek, there's nothing there.
Oh, thank God. No, there's nothing there.
And he just looks at you and says, motions with his hand.
I see it.
Arcana check.
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
18.
All right, so with an 18, you know that there are certain spells, such as things like hallucinatory terrain, that can create a differing image, like an illusion over what truly exists in its place. You're guessing that there is some kind of illusionary magic and enchantment that has been put into place that is preventing your lot from seeing this tower, but is allowing Arjhan and Kendek to see it.
Man, I really wish I knew Dispel Magic. Cori?
know that. Did I prepare that today? I didn't prepare anything, actually.
Are we sure that preemptively disabling the magical defenses of the very tower that we intend to get into is
Well,
the right opening move?
Joe Buffett,
No.
thank you for the sub.
Joe!
I love you, Joe.
Well, the thing is, there is some sort of illusion magic on it, but you two are the only two who can see the tower.
Which
If we
means
can.
we have people who can see it and can get the rest of us there.
Unfortunately, I didn't prepare to spell magic today.
Alright,
So it's moot.
it's moot. But if you're the only two who can see it and the only two who can interact with it, on the off chance, if you're still dead set on going into the tower, please be careful.
Yeah. Kendek will nod, and he will begin making his way towards the tower. Do you all follow?
Kendak.
Mm-hmm.
Kendak. Before we go in, I don't know. I don't know if this is do you want the protection of the goddess who has the vested interest in our survival on your side?
Kendek will think about it and then look towards you, and he gives you a solemn nod. What must be done?
Be very sure that this is something that you want. I don't know if this is the reason you and I were born, or made, or whatever. I'm just saying, she might be helpful.
Kendek kind of slowly nods and says, before your group killed my former group,
Oof.
I knew not of purpose. I felt no calling other than to survive. I spoke with the woman in red. She told me to find you. You seem powerful. You have shown your strength time and time again. With her blessing, I too wish for this strength.
Okay. Everybody, can you give us 10 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just stand over here on this side of the field.
I mean, you can watch.
Oh, cool.
I mean,
Nice.
and Arjhan will cast Ceremony with the dedication spell, or with the dedication ceremony. I will touch one humanoid. Oh, we still count as humanoid, right?
Yes.
Who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service for the next 24 hours. Whenever the target makes a saving throw, it can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the save. You can benefit only once. It is a one-off bless spell, and that's it. Except it's only on saving throws. it's even worse than that. But as part of this, I think Arjhan gets out the ukulele. And takes the black aspect. It might be nice to have Tiamat on your side.
And as you hear Arjhan sing this song, playing the ukulele towards Kendek is...
It sounds awful, by the way. Like, even worse than I just sounded.
You sounded great. Don't belittle yourself.
Cori's got tears in her eyes and like covering her face with her hand, and she leans over to Gwen. He's been practicing.
Gwen is very confused.
Kendek is on a knee with his greatsword planted into the dirt, which you shouldn't do, but he's a tried and true warrior. Of course he knows how to fix his sword after he's, nicked it on a rock or something. And there is a moment where it's almost like the song notes become visible and they wrap around Kendek, and as they do, there is this reddish glow that seems to appear from him, and for a moment you all see what looks like the outline of a female figure who leans down and gives Kendek a peck on the cheek. And as she does, she fades as the song ends. And as this song ends, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and join us. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go in a place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice. And we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back.
Hey, then.
Yes.
It's a little out of tune, but all I wanna do is see you turn into a giant dragon, a giant dragon. All I wanna be is someone gets to see a giant dragon.
Squaw!
Wah! I need to retune this thing.
That was still beautiful, and I loved it. So, you guys have just witnessed the powers of ceremony at work as Kendek has agreed to serve Tiamat.
Remember that D4 on a fucking save.
Yep, will do. I'm pulling out a different colored D4 than the rest of them, so that way I'll look at it and be like, why the fuck do I have this differently colored D4? And then I'll remember.
Is it red, the color of blood from Angry Men?
Yes! And it was also handmade by our dear friend Koss.
Oh, hi.
Oh god, he's the blood of angry men and I'm the dark of ages past.
Yeah! Alright,
Does
so.
that make me a drink with jam and bread?
What the fuck?
Sure.
You guys are maybe, I want to say, at this point, about 30 minutes away from this tower. It is imposing for those of you that can see it. But it is, Arjhan, for you, it is very strange in that it is a foreign thing. You've never seen this before that you can remember, but you can't help but feel like there is a sense of nostalgia that seems to come from this place. And as your group continues, you're maybe about 120 feet away. The rest of you still cannot see this tower, but like a certain series that whose writer became crazy, Arjhan and Kendek pass through what looks like a solid wall on a part of the mountain face, and the rest of you, Cybra just like follows in, no problem. And when the rest of you follow through, you find yourself on the inside of a very dark room. It is about 60 feet tall. You are, and looking around, you can see that there are scattered papers. There are overturned desks that look like they have been shattered and broken, and it is a circular room. Along the right wall, you see that there is a set of stairs that lead upward onto a secondary floor, but it looks like, if anything, this was a research area. And Gwen, you know that with your you don't have dark vision, correct? With your lack of dark vision, the only light that is coming through is from the opening to this tower itself. There are no lights or torches or anything like that that have been conveniently lit in this abandoned tower.
Anyone got a light?
Torch, hands down.
Oh, wait, I have an ever-burning torch. Hold on.
Yep. Just take the cap off. Magical fire. No risk of burning any of the papers or anything like that that are littered around here. Again, you know that there is this second set of stairs, and Kendek is looking around this place, and he is sort of taking it all in. He hasn't been here in years, but he remembers having left. And he actually starts like turning desks back up. He seems to kind of be righting the place from where it had been turned over. And as he is doing so, I'd like for everybody to make perception checks.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Womp, 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 womp.
Fuck?
Did 3 of you nat 20 this shit? Gwen, what'd you get?
Are you ready for this? 9.
Thank God.
I would have died.
I would have just said you won D&D, and then we would never play this game again. You were so close. You could have won. So everyone but Gwen, who for some reason is just like unlocked perfect vision in this place, you see that there are claw marks that look like they're made from a larger creature, probably close to around medium size, that seem to go up along some of the side walls to exits, or to the second story exit. And you see that there are also like charred markings along the wall that are towards the top of the roofing, as well as sort of lower down. But they each look like a point of blast impact, and then there is like the burn marking goes out from where that impact was.
Caelum will tap Gwen and whoever's close by and raise a finger to his lips. He'll point out the scorch marks and the claw marks to Gwen if she hasn't seen them.
Oh.
And they look like if a creature a little bit larger than a horse had claws. That looks around like the sizing and spacing that would be here.
Looks like my childhood nursery.
The fuck?
I'm in summer form, by the way.
Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yeah. And as you go up to the second floor, it is once again another chamber with ceilings about 60 feet tall, stairwell that leads up in a continuing fashion to a third floor. And in this second chamber, there are more research stations that have been set up, and there is tucked in, I say tucked, it is far larger to be properly tucked away, but there are bones of an ancient creature known as a dragon that have been sort of put up on display almost like a museum piece in the corner of this room. And as you continue looking around, you also see that these claw marks and scratch marks go towards what looks like a scattering of humanoid bones. And then there is, if you didn't know any better, it almost looks like a nest, but made out of broken weaponry that is next to a small pile of stuff. And when you look at this small pile of stuff, I'm going to continue using the 3 nat 20s that you fuckers got on perception. You notice that there are 5 gems that 4 of them don't shine as much as the 5th one, but they are all of a kind of nicer bluish color. The 4 darker ones are jasper, and the brighter one is a blue spinel gem. You see that there's also a deep blue scarf of fine make, or at least it would be fine make, but it seems like it's been kind of shredded and torn a little bit, as well as it almost takes you aback, Arjhan, because you've seen something like this before. It is a stuffy of small size that looks like it had 5 heads at one point. It is of Tiamat, but all of the heads have been removed except for the blue one.
It's real.
And along,
Oh, it's finally real.
It is finally real. It looks like the button that was used for the eye of this blue head has also kind of like fallen off to the side. It just looks like it is in. It's never been washed in however long it's been here, and it is very well loved. And there is also a kite shield that was once ornate but has since been rubbed on and bitten with teeth. It looks like almost like this thing has just been kind of like used as a toy. And you know that whatever was there on it beforehand has been rubbed away and now only displays a field of blue.
Those burn marks from the previous room, do we get the sense that those were fire? Or do we get the sense that they were more electrical in nature?
You'd have to make a survival check to determine.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
25.
They definitely seem more electrical in nature.
We're definitely not alone.
So
Wow.
are there like 5 of you guys?
There might be.
Fuck.
Hopefully they're as nice as you two.
And there are, again, scattered papers, overturned books. It looks like there has been quite a ruckus through here, and you're guessing based off of the humanoid bones. Bandits or adventurers have discovered this place before. Does not look like they left with knowledge of their discovery.
Starting to get the sense that it's exactly as nice as we were.
Can I approach the nest and see whether or not something has been here recently?
Yeah. Make a survival check.
Cori goes into elf mode and gets a dirty 20.
Okay. There are definitely animal bones that have been added into this nest, and judging by the fact that some of these bones still have that tasty marrow on the inside, you're guessing that whatever has been making its nest here continues to make its nest here. This isn't a long forgotten nest.
Yeah, she picks up one of those bones, kind of snaps it between her fingers, gives it a quick sniff, and she says, "Something's been here recently."
Shall we continue?
Yeah, Kendek
This
is
is-
still going up the chair or up the
Shit.
stairs.
Kendek, please wait for us.
Is this a stealth mission? Because I'm not very good at stealth missions.
It won't be
Oh,
for
none of
long.
us are.
Kendek's wearing
you want me-
full plate.
Yeah.
Do you want me to draw its attention?
No,
Oh. Are we going to fight this thing?
probably.
All
If,
right.
I would like not to.
I can try not to.
if I give the papers a cursory glance, does it reveal anything to me, or is it just like random notes?
Make an investigation check.
Hi, Arjhan.
17.
Okay. So with a 17, you find a series of damaged and worn books on the history of dragons that have been written by sages long past. And these books and notes seem to talk about the different capabilities of metallics and chromatics alike and what they can achieve, and breath weapons, resistances, physical mental features, and many of the writings that you note later on seem to have notes scrawled in them, written in a green ink that either refutes a variety of these statements or confirms them.
He'll just stuff it in his bag for the time being.
Okay.
Cori's gonna be keeping a lookout, but she's also going to be watching Arjhan just to see what his reaction to this location is.
He seems determined. But in the same way that he typically reacts whenever you go dungeon delving, like this is business.
All right.
And right now he does seem a little bit concerned about big boy man.
Big boy man. Boy man going up the stairs. Cori is going to stay near Arjhan, and basically make it known that she's with him.
Okay. And so Cori, you're going up the stairs with Kendek.
I'm gonna stay near Arjhan.
Okay.
And Arjhan is going up the stairs with Kendek.
Okay. So if you allow him, or if there are those of you that are staying behind, Caelum, are you staying behind to like look through notes in this general area, or are you going with the group as well?
If the group's moving on, he doesn't want to be alone, so he'll follow.
That's fair. So as you all go on to up the stairwell from the second room, it actually extends outward onto a ledge on the outskirts of this tower, and you realize now you are 120 feet up from the ground. You can see the tower that you are currently standing on, which is good. It seems like whatever illusion was preventing you all from seeing it, having passed through it, is enough for the illusion to accept you into this tower. And Kendek walks with purpose towards it looks like a landing that is facing up against a wall, and normally the archways that have led inside of the tower into the next room, that kind of thing, have very well-made construction. It looks like the landing that he is going to leads to what looks like almost just a squared recession in the wall itself, and he stands and turns and looks towards it and says, "Here."
Yeah.
And he nods and says, "This is where I woke." And there are
Is this
stairs
right?
that continue upwards on this tower as well, but it seems like he has made a pointed stop here.
Arjhan, is this place where you're from too?
It might be.
We're not gonna find like vats full of like baby dragonborn, are we?
Arjhan opens the door.
There is no door. It is just kind of this opened recession. And going inside, you enter into, again, a 60-foot tall chamber. And there, to Gwen's chagrin, you see that there are vats There are about 6 of them that are set out. Looking into some of these vats, you see that like whatever liquid was inside has gone fetid. Whatever creature was gestating inside of here has also since begun to decay. It looks very not that great. And there is a general sense of, don't worry, it's contained inside of the vats. It's not super stinky, except for maybe the bird shit, because birds have been using this area when they can find it. They get confused sometimes. Bats love it. Doctors hate them. But you go into this vat, or go into this area, and you see that one of these vats is actually opened. It seems like it was broken out. And there is a scrawling on a piece of stone that is next to it, and it's in Draconic for those of you that can read. It says Subject 32C.
Ugh. Oh my god.
And Kendek points.
That one.
Was anyone else here when you woke up?
And he walks to one of the vats with, again, sort of like a rotted thing that has since, like, all of the meat from it has gone to the top. All of the bones have sunk to the bottom, and he just puts his hand against it and says, only these.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Why?
I mean, she like motions to the vats that are full of bones and meat juice. I mean, I assume that these were other clones, right?
He shrugs. He seems too simple to be fazed by this.
Yeah.
Gwen is very fazed by this.
That's a reasonable assumption.
Caelum's perturbed.
Cori is
He doesn't look well.
Are there any that have any living creatures in them still?
There does not seem to be a living creature among the vats.
Do there appear to be any that are also open?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we looking for again?
And Kendek looks at you, slightly confused.
Arjhan says answers and leaves to continue going upstairs.
Okay. And as you go up the stairs wind for a good, I want to say, another 120 feet or so. It seems to just wrap around the sides of this tower until eventually you are at the top. And along the top of this tower are 5 different spines that seem to come up from the side workings of it. And there is a altar that is in the center that Arjhan, you recognize, even if you hadn't have seen the small version of yourself as was depicted in the art from Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com. You would recognize that you have been on this altar before in the middle of this tower, and then at the end, almost at an overlook, there seems to have been some other place that was once there, but it seems like it was broken off. Like there was a lip that extended out to actually look towards the northern reaches, and you are guessing that knowing what Gwen has told you about the Goliaths and the dragon worshippers having been in war times for so long, you are guessing that this as a vantage point was where they would perform magics that would allow them to at least survey the fields.
That's it.
Solomon, is this ringing any bells for you?
Salamarn says, no. I
Okay,
am not
'cause
from
this-
here. I was
No,
from the
wait.
ocean to the south.
I know, but like you were alive during the time of dragons, so like nothing, no word of this.
Salamarn says, this is newer than when I ever existed before.
Grayskull?
No idea what to tell you, buddy. This is all fucked up.
Okay. Sorry, guys,
Those
I don't have
tubes,
anything.
real nasty in there. Do you think
Could
they
I make-
taste good, like, if you cook them, though?
Whoa, hey, dude, that's fucked up, even for me.
Yeah, I was kidding.
Could I make some Arcana checks on the spires?
Yeah. This would actually be a religion check.
Great. I have that. 24.
Okay, with a 24. This is in these four like pseudo bits that come out of the roof of this tower are reminiscent to a draconic claw. And it would appear as though this was, in all honesty, a very, very, very large holy symbol to the Tyrant Mother.
I think whoever constructed this tower constructed it with the intent of turning it into a holy symbol. It does resemble iconography of Tiamat. If you guys want to give me some time, I can leaf through some of the notes downstairs.
Can I search this room too?
It is the roof of a building, but you can for sure search it.
See if there's any markings or weapons left behind or
Yeah, make a perception check.
solid. 11.
An 11.
I have a +4 to perception, guys.
You do not find any weapons or discarded livery or anything like that. Getting close to the edge where it looks like there was a part of the building that broke off, looking all the way down on the ground, you see that there is like a slab of shattered rock that's maybe about 50 feet away from where the tower is. It seemed to have fallen just out of disrepair.
Huh.
And Gwen, as you are looking off in the distance, you see a speck of blue. And there is a quadrupedal creature that is dragging a large something with some effort back towards the tower.
Gwen is squinting out this hole in the wall, and her eyes just go wide, and she's like, "Oh shit, guys! Blue duder flying here, blue duder flying.
Is blue
Ow.
code
It is
for
not.
something?
They are walking.
It's coming."
Yeah,
Oh
they are
Lord.
on Allah. They're
Sorry.
coming.
Sorry.
So they are not
Oh
flying.
Lord, he coming.
They are at a tree line, like walking on the ground. It almost looks like a large bear or something.
Indoor?
Yes.
Does he have our mount? Is he bringing
You guys
Not-
took your mount all the way to the edge of the tower.
solid? Okay, I was gonna say.
Did you just kill Thunderhoof?
Yeah, right?
It's not Rumble
No.
Thunder, it's fine.
Guys. Whoa, Cori, calm down.
That wasn't Cori, that was Wings.
Guys, he's coming. oh shit, should we hide? Should we like talk to him at the door? What should we do? Should we close the door? Gwen's kind of like panicking a little bit. She doesn't know what to do in this situation.
Gwen.
We're in its home. It may not particularly like that. I could go down and try to talk to it.
Probably not by yourself, man.
Oh, certainly not.
I will come with you.
And we'll be right behind you, hiding in the shadows, ready to attack.
Okay.
Solid.
Arjhan does not jump off the tower. He walks downstairs.
Whilst I am up on top of the tower, I'm going to take a brief moment to get out my Corvid skull and see which way it's pointing.
From the tower, it is pointing northwest. Mostly
West northwest
west.
of the tower.
Yeah.
West northwest or mostly west of the tower.
Northwest.
West by...
Oh God. So on the map there is a cluster of forest that seems to be by itself. From where you can judge with the Corvid skull, it seems like it is directing towards that clump of forest that seems to be by itself.
Aye.
Okay. Cori makes note of that, puts the Corvid skull away, and joins her friends.
Sorry, we used your map against you, Endor.
It's okay. That is all right. So, going back down this tower, you close the door on the first level? Was that the goal? Or were you just going to be standing there watching this thing approach?
I think we were going to be standing there watching the thing approach.
Okay. Sounds good. From how far away it was, you know that it'll probably be at least another 20 minutes until it gets to your group, and it was carrying something rather large in its jaws.
Mm-hmm.
And if you continue to wait, it will eventually get into sight, and you see a dragon-like creature. It is on all forms. It is blue in its. It is in on all fours. It is blue in its color, and it has a horn protruding out of its head. And you see that there is a little bit of crackling energy in its teeth as it just bites down on this large form that it has taken with it. And it looks. Now that you see it, this is like a moose that this thing has captured and taken onto itself. And moose are rather large creatures, but it seems like this creature, this dragon-like form, gave no fucks. And you see that on the side of this moose, there is a large burn mark of something that looks like it was charred. Almost like it took a direct hit from something, very similar to how the other char markings on the inside of this inside of the chambers look.
What season is the moose in?
Not that moose. It's in dead season now, so I guess Raven. And as it gets close to you, it kind of stops. Then like looks at your group and backs up a little bit, and it's dragging this large carcass with it.
In Draconic, he's gonna say, shit, I don't know what to say. Hello.
And Kendek shrugs. And the creature stops and then looks towards you, and you can see that this rather large draconic tail that it has, which is more of like a flat, kind of like almost a beaver tail, if it was a little bit more squared out, looks at you when you say hello in draconic to it. and the tail kind of like rises up a little bit tentatively, and you can see it has a small little horn on the end, almost like a stinger, but you don't think that it has any kind of poison.
Can you speak?
And it just looks at you. This vacant expression on this. Make a survival check.
So like an actual platypus.
8.
Yeah, it just has a very vacant expression on this dragon form. And Kendek looks towards it, and you see him begin approaching. And the creature like raises up its shoulders a little bit and seems to kind of like more electricity is crackling in its mouth.
Can I give Kendek a guidance?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And when Kendek is about 20 feet away from this creature, he squats down, reaches into a bag, and he pulls out a hunk of meat that you're not sure where Kendek got this, but he's been carrying it for a hot minute. And he extends his hand out. And guidance.
He also has a D4 from ceremony.
For saving
he
throws.
has a D4 on saving throws.
Saving throws.
And the creature lets go of the moose that it is carrying and then comes over towards Kendek and just chomps the hunk of meat that Kendek has offered to it.
Oh shit, is he feral? Can he speak? Can you speak?
And you see
You
that
know
their
common.
tail is kind of like their butt's doing a little bit of a waggle.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
No, I don't think he can speak.
Oh, that's so sad.
All evidence point that this person has been
He's a
here.
person.
Looking at it, it has very animalistic features compared to Kendek and Arjhan.
This creature has probably been here since the tower has been abandoned and since no one's been around to train it.
Him? Can we like? I mean,
I don't want to assume.
but well, okay, fair. But like, it's their sibling, right? I mean, kind of, right? Like,
I'm... Maybe. Your idea.
Yeah, water went down the wrong pipe. I'm fine.
Oh, shit.
Hey,
When
Kendek.
that happens.
Indoor, do I have any insight on what this is on the situation presented in front of me? Lady doesn't like it. She's clearly
No,
not a fan.
Cybra is very much not digging on this whole thing. But as Kendek rises, this blue drake kind of comes up and like noses Kendek some more, and Kendek like reaches in and just keeps like pulling out his rations to feed this creature. And their draconic tail is just wagging.
so cute.
Just electricity crackling in their mouth as they do. And you see a bird kind of sailing about 100 feet away from where this creature is, and they stop and look up. They open up their mouth, and a bolt of lightning just shoots out and tags the bird.
Oh, shit!
The bird
Oh my
falls,
God.
lands, and then you see the creature just abscond off.
Can we keep it? Can we keep it?
Quite the shot.
Sorry.
We will
Cool.
ask it.
Right. Obviously. Sorry. Is there some way we can communicate with? Does anyone know speak with animals? Gwen wouldn't know that that's a spell. Sorry.
It seemed to understand Draconic a little bit.
Did it?
I mean, seemed to relax whenever I spoke in it.
Hmm.
I know animals do, typical mundane animals do the same thing.
Right.
If they're
Go.
around that speech.
Go talk to it.
And he'll go up to the drake. Hi.
He's just like on all fours, tearing into this bird that it caught.
Yeah. He's gonna approach in front of it, make sure it can see him. Kneel down. Hey. Have you been here alone for a while?
And it continues biting and looks up towards you. And just goes right back to eating. You get the sense that it might not be able to understand complex thoughts.
Are you lonely? He's gonna look over at Kendek. I think we've been looking for people like us, or things like us. Do you want to be with us?
And Kendek like makes like a come to me motion with his hands, and this creature rises and then will meander over towards Kendek, and then like circles around him a few times, sniffing them, and then we'll go over to the dropped moose, take a large bite, pick it up, and then bring it over and set it down in front of Kendek, and then like nudges it forward with the spiked tip of their blue drake head.
Kendek, it looks like you have a dragon hound now.
And Kendek just nods and like gives reaffirming large pats to the back of this creature.
Caelum, I can't believe you're going to try and kill this thing. It's precious. If anyone tries to touch it, I'm going to kill them and then myself.
Yes, but how will they train it?
Caelum slow blinks at Gwen. He's gonna just turn on the spot and walk back into the tower.
Is it intelligent? Are they intelligent? Do they understand you?
On a scale from 1 to 20, do I get a gauge of the intelligence of a blue drake?
It's about a 6.
Smarter than your average bear.
Is that a saying, or is that like, is that like a gauge?
I'm assuming bears are less intelligent than a 6.
In the Feywild, it's considered a harmful stereotype.
I am legitimately saying that this drake is smarter than an average mundane bear.
Right. No, I'm sorry.
I think we should all introduce ourselves to them and let them know that we're not here to hurt them. So Gwen's gonna like walk up and do the thing she did with Syra, where she like sits down, doesn't look at her, and offers a hand so that they can smell it.
And make an animal handling check.
Oh, boy.
So that's the closest skill that I can think of for this situation.
Yeah. Nope. It's all the same. Oh, that's a 16. That's not bad.
Okay. So fresh blood coming down from its mouth. That seems to almost quickly dry from, again, that crackling energy. You feel it get very close to your arm and just... And then you feel nothing, you hear nothing. And then you feel the force of a large head just sort of like tipping you over.
Ah! Gwen like falls over on her back and starts scritching.
and there's a moment where it sort of like rears back a little bit. It is not used to any sort of affection like this, and it just goes back, and you see like it's kind of guarding its moose.
It's okay. Okay, I don't want your moose. No moose. When?
And it grabs a hold of the carcass again and then begins making its way into the tower. And rather than taking the stairs up, you see it get to the wall at the base of where the entryway to the next floor is, and it just climbs up the side of this wall, dragging the carcass with it as it does.
That is so badass.
Caelum. And he's gonna follow Caelum back in the tower.
Caelum has been gathering the scattered notes on the floor,
Okay.
trying to rearrange them into something comprehensible.
All right. So a lot of these notes are just weathered or deteriorated, but you are able to at least you start finding at least similar handwritings, and it looks like there are entries that you can at least put together, but it's like entry 1, entry 37, entry 49. Like, these are very broken in what they are, and they are written in Draconic, which I believe Caelum speaks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, Caelum, the first note that you read says, "We have collected enough samples that we can begin gestation. Wren assures us that the process for bringing forth the Queen Mother's heralds will be a simple matter if we follow their instructions. We have already hatched the Obsidian Tyrant's egg, but the young one has proven to be an infant like any other." Then the second note. "Wren's knowledge of dragonkind has once again proven itself. Torjak is in the process of recovering after we successfully granted them the power of the blue." And make a history check.
Mm, 23.
You remember that from what you had been told and other information that you've gathered, Torjak was the half-orc that had a blue dragon's horn sticking out of their head. The third note. "Another failure. At least this one seems worthy of at least keeping as a pet." The fourth note. "Wren continues to be inconsistent in their results. First, the Gilskari teaches us how to hatch the Tyrant Son and proceeded to help with Torjak, but spends more time now watching us struggle. Ednair is getting impatient, and for once I agree with the oaf. We were promised results." And you remember Ednair as the Goliath traitor from what Gwen had told you. They were a Goliath that had actually gained the strength of a white dragon in their fighting. And then the fifth note, the final one that you can find of anyone writing in this hand. It says, "After everything, you think there would have been a fight. But when Wren left, they let us keep their research notes. What is their goal? Why spend all this time only to give up so easily? I don't trust them as far as Ednair can throw them."
When Arjhan comes in, Caelum's pinching the bridge of his nose with his eyes closed.
You seem perplexed.
"I found some notes talking about you, talking about the Drake. Or maybe Kendek, I can't tell."
Do you mind if I say?
"You'll show, Arjhan. Does the name Wren mean anything to you?"
Do I remember that one?
No? This is the first time you have heard this name.
"They're mentioned throughout the papers, and it says that their notes were kept here."
Okay. Do you want to keep looking?
Yeah.
Okay, we keep looking.
Okay. As you continue to look, Caelum, you end up finding there are spells in some of these books as well, and collectively they contain the following spells: Fog Cloud, Skywrite, Dark Vision, Dragon's Breath, and Lightning Bolt.
Is it okay if I keep these?
Sure. I mean, I can't give them to you.
I mean,
Like, they're not mine.
you were born here, so I guess all of this is yours. Sorry.
Take it.
And in another journal, Arjhan, that you end up finding, you see that it is written in an aggravated hand and is dated 12th of Armada, 1479, which at this point is about 19 years ago. And it says, "We are losing, and she won't even consider the fact that we are losing against those nomads. When Ednair told us that they had God's damned necromancers on their side, I assumed it wouldn't be an entire group of them. Every fighter we fell simply rises again in the name of that wretched queen. Tylera knows what the boy is capable of, but she clearly has proven she isn't capable of doing what is necessary to win, and necessary is underlined. Tomorrow I am going to release the tyrant, and with him we will surely turn the tides." Arjhan,
Oh.
make a history check.
13.
You remember that you were told by your Bloodhunter order that you were found in an abandoned place that looked like it had been the center of a battle. You also know that when you and Tarlayan shared a spirit together, when you had died, you turned into him. You are guessing that releasing the tyrant, like this writer is referring to, was that they attempted to kill a very young you and got far more than they bargained for.
Oof.
Arjhan feels Cori's presence next to him.
What is it with everybody in this fucking world? Stabbing kids. Is there anything here that's more recent than 19 years?
Maybe if we check the upper floors.
Go up.
And when you reach the second floor, you see that about a quarter of this moose is gone, and your blue drake companion is just happily chomping down on it. Bits of viscera and bone are just sort of flying around.
As we walk by, just like alert it to our presence.
Yeah, it seems to take note of you, but it is friendly towards you.
Keep looking.
Okay.
Gwen will stay down with the drake and try to make friends.
Yeah. The drake on the second floor of this building is more than happy to just let you be near it while it eats. And like, it will eat a little bit and look towards you, then eat a
She'll-
little bit more and look
She'll eat
towards
some
you
of her
again.
rations. Like, yeah, we're eating together, but I don't want your food. I got my food.
The drake seems content with this in understanding that you are capable of eating as well, and it will also eat. Like those like when a cat refuses to eat out of their bowl unless you're standing right there.
Yeah.
It seems like there is a little bit of that going on with this blue
Somebody
drake.
like that.
Oh my god, you eat food, I eat food. We have so much in common.
Oh my god! But don't touch my food.
I swear to God, if you touch my food. So as you continue looking around for these notes, it seems like that was the last entry of any note of interest that was put here within the tower. And a lot of these you see, like, there are books that just have claw marks in them. It looks like the drake had attempted to use the power of knowledge to make a nest, and it didn't like it after a certain point, so instead just started using whatever it felt comfortable sleeping on. So there's a lot of ruined things within this tower.
Caelum, you said they want to make this thing a holy symbol.
Well, my assumption anyway.
Did they? You don't think they succeeded?
He'll mull it over. But what do I believe, DM?
You believe, make a religion check. Cori, are
Natural
you
20.
Okay. I was also going to say, Cori, are you on the second floor or are you on the first floor?
Cori's keeping a close eye on Arjhan.
Okay. So Cori, hearing this conversation, you would know that if you were to make an entire area a holy symbol, that would count as hallowed ground, which is something that you would be able to detect as a paladin.
Divine sense?
Yep. Your divine sense catches nothing. It seems like this is just a tower. Caelum, as you are kind of like putting out your senses as well, it just seems like a building. It seems like a building that had a purpose, but has since lost that purpose.
If it was once successful, then the Queen's blessing is not here. It's not holy ground. It's not consecrated.
Cori confirms. There is no power here.
Okay.
Caelum is going to take out some spell components, and I'm going to try and 10-minute ritual for locate object,
Okay.
targeting Ren's notes.
Okay. Locate object. They have to be
Within 1,000 feet.
okay.
But also I need to be familiar with it. Just knowing that it exists, does that make me familiar with it, or?
You actually find that you are familiar with it. It seems like Ren's notes were the notes that were marked in green on the inside of a lot of these other books and such.
Okay.
And there are mini notes on the bottom floor. There are a lot of damaged books as well that also seem to radiate. But it looks like they were rather litigious in their note-taking.
With some time and patience, I can try and restore whatever I can if you want me to.
No, we have other things to do.
But I don't know if you'd call it bright side. Whoever this Ren person is left here means they're somewhere out in the world.
And from what you are able to tell, there was a phrase used to describe Ren from one of the notes that you had found, calling them a Gilskari. And the Gilskari are the wood elves that live in the southern region of the country, as they live within the Gilskaran wood.
I'll tell Arjhan.
Okay.
Is run spelled with an R
Yep.
or a W?
R-E-N.
Okay.
Kendak. What's your plan now?
Kendek thinks to themselves and looks down towards the drake and says, "It is not right, they do not have a name." I am not good at names.
I mean, you could just go simply.
If you suggest
And-
calling him Blue.
No, Caelum's gonna write in Draconic, the Draconic word for storm.
Okay. And Kendek nods and looks towards the drake and asks, "Is this acceptable?" And they open up their mouth in a draconic smile, and you see that electric energy pulse up and then go back down, and then they continue nomming onto their moose. It seems that they like the name Storm. And as you are all standing in the second floor,
Storm.
Strun. S-T-R-U-N.
the darkness that you stand in feels pervasive. And it looks like, from where you stand, Gwen, you can see that the shadows that are being cast along the wall are being drawn towards something. It isn't being cast away from your light. They seem to almost be being pulled in towards the bones of the dragon that is in the back area of this floor. And you watch as these shadows are pulled. They begin to coalesce over the ancient draconic claws, over its chest, over its head. And you all hear a voice in Giant that says, "This will make a fitting grave for you, false chieftain. I claim your shadow for the good of the great in-between." And that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stick with us and join us for this wonderful, wacky, wild session of Four Keeps Legacy Part 2. Man, oh man, it's almost like this arc was designed to bring about a bunch of shit that you guys thought you forgot about and put it at the forefront of your mind. So,
How fucking dare you?
I was gonna say, stop looking so smug, you asshole.
So, speaking of things that are always on the forefront of my mind, hey RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
The players might have forgotten, but Pepperidge Farm always remembers. Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. You can catch me on, well, today is Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard Cleric. On Sundays as someone new. We'll see. You can catch me tomorrow over at the Hype Goblins channel, and on Thursday at 10 o'clock EST, where I play Titus Valentine, a noble who is gunning for a family who has killed his family. Montresor, for the love of God. Also, on Thursday at night, you can catch me over at G Game Nights, where I play as another noble who's far sweeter and wants to just marry his fiancée, Theo, in a system called Good Society. It's RP heavy. It's amazing. There's so much drama. It's innateener.com.
Indoor, I'm not going to be here next week.
Ah, fuck, you're right.
Oh my god, you had that planned in. No, it's fine. Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm not gonna be here next week. But you know what? You can find me tomorrow on G Game Nights, playing a new character, a fawn bard, on Eos on Wednesday. We're doing something on Nerd Immersion's channel. We are down a player, so we might be doing like a story where our characters met up for the first time. I don't know. Maybe we're doing a Q&A. Who knows? Tomorrow I'm also going to be playing Mass Effect at 2 because I'm going to do it. And then 2 o'clock on Thursday, instead of later, Lauren and I are doing Thursday Night Terrors, which will be Thursday Afternoon Terrors. And then I'll be gone for a week. So plan for that, Indoor, because I told you weeks ago.
Sounds like somebody's on a hot trip to the Shadow Realm.
Oh boy.
We just came back from there.
Hi. I'm sorry. You can find the things that I do cyberworld1.live. There's Twitter. I should post and I tweet angry things because we're all angry. Stay away from the stupid blue website. I'm on Patreon. I do Exandria. Well, I have some Exandria conversions up there. We'll see if I continue doing that. There's Descent Tavernus. There's Dragon Heist. There's Ghost of Salt Marsh, and they're all reskinned for the world of Exandria. So go check it out. It's all there. I also have a Twitch. I play games real badly and talk about lore. I don't know what I'm playing this weekend. I think it's gonna be Until Dawn. So if you want to jump into a scary choice phase time, come by. All the archives go to YouTube, youtube.com/cyberworld1201, where also right now I am uploading without commentary, just like my full unedited gameplay of The Last of Us Part 2. So if you don't have a PS4 and want to experience The Last of Us Part 2 and want to stay away from all the spoilers or anybody's stupid fucking commentary, you can check that out. I think right now I have like 7 hours of gameplay just like uploaded, and I'll keep doing that until I get through it. What's not on cyberworld1201.live is the other games that I do, which right now it's this game that you see. I am also in the Thursday night game, where I also play Arjhan, but I also play the Dungeon Master because that's fun. So check that out. That's it for now. Stay tuned because something's coming up pretty damn soon. DanaeKeener.com.
Speaking of DanaeKeener.com, oh, hi everybody. I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I play as Coriander the Eldrin Paladin during our Four Keeps homebrew game on Mondays over on the Indoor Adventurer stream. And on Sundays, I also play as Baz, the Drow Rogue Fighter, during our Doom of Annihilation game. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But did you know this week and this week only, you can join us on Wednesday for our once monthly Monster Noir game that Danae is also a part of. We are going to be doing some fun stuff. I honestly don't know what Greybeard has in store for us.
I think we're going to Europe, aren't we?
I think we're going to Europe.
It's the big one.
Yeah, I don't
Euro
remember
trip.
why. I don't know. I don't remember why we're going to Europe, but we're going to Europe. It's gonna be a good time. It's very heavy improv. It's a super fun game. Would recommend checking that out. But if this is your first time even hearing about Monster Noir, don't worry. All of our VODs are up at youtube.com/indooradventures or anywhere where audiocasts are made available for free under the same moniker. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. And I am going to take a guess about the events that transpired this evening, that we probably have some pretty good questions. So, hey, what better way to come and support the show than by joining us for that after show? And you can also enter to become an NPC in our Tyrant Security game on Thursdays. And hey, who knows, maybe some of the effects that take place in that homebrew setting for Tyrant Security will show up here in this Monday night game. So it's a twofer because it's all taking place in this same homebrew world. So consider it. But until next time, I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!
Put on a fucking mask.